In today's video, we're gonna get into full detail on how to make that 2000s style. So stay for the entirety of the video so you won't miss out on anything. These are the comp settings that I'm gonna be using. I'm gonna click OK. And first, we need a background. So I'm gonna press Ctrl Y on the keyboard, click OK, drag the white solid down below your subject, and I'm gonna add in gradient ramp. Click on the start color and choose any color that you guys want. But in my case, I'm gonna pick a green. So this one works fine for me, so I'm gonna click OK. If you guys wanna save some time, I made a ton of Frutiger Metro assets, so you guys can drag and drop quick and easy. And they work on all editing platforms. So you guys should definitely check it out. So now that we have a background, I want to add in some speakers. And to do that, we're going to go to our toolbar and I'm going to hover over the rectangle tool because I want the ellipse tool. So I'm going to press Q until we can see that ellipse tool. At the top, we have a fill and a stroke. Click on the stroke, and if it's on, click none. Okay. And now click somewhere below the timeline. Don't click on any layers, because if we do, let's say we're accidentally on the white solid we just made and we make a mask, you see, we don't want that. We want a completely different new layer. Oh, one more thing. We're going to change the fill to white. Click OK. Hold Shift and Control, click and drag, and we should make a perfect circle. So now that we have a perfect circle, I'm going to go ahead and click on the layer and press Control D to duplicate it. Press S on the keyboard to open up the scale. Scale it down a little bit to around -10-ish. And I'm going to change this fill to black. And before we move on any further, make sure your anchor point is in the middle. And if you need to adjust it, there's an anchor point tool that we can select and we can put it towards the middle. So the middle is like around here, I think. And do the same with the other one. It doesn't have to be perfect, but make sure they're very similar. And I'm going to duplicate it one more time by pressing Ctrl D. I'm going to scale it some more to around 75. Change the fill color to white again. And it doesn't have to be exactly like my settings. There's a bunch of different looks we can get. So we could even go really further down to like 70 and duplicate it one more time. Change the fill to any color. I'm going to go with green here because this is the color of my choice that I'm going to be using for my edit. And I'm going to scale it down around there. I think that looks good. And duplicate it one more time. I'm going to scale it and I'm going to choose a black. Okay, so now we have a basic speaker, and you can even go back before we start animating it. This is my updated speaker now that I have adjusted the scales. To get that animation, I like to click on both of these shape layers at the bottom, right click, pre-comp, and make sure you have these settings. So now if I disable it, we can see that those are grouped together. Pre-comp the next layer, click OK. And if you guys don't want to get confused by the pre-comps, we could even change the color of our layers by going over here and clicking on this. And I'm going to choose green, and for the next one, I'm going to go with like a purple. And so now we have two shape layers left. So I'm going to pre-comp this one, click OK, and the next one as well. So now I'm going to open up the scale by pressing S. Click on the stopwatch for scale. Go up a couple frames. I'm going to disable my subject real quick so I won't get distracted. And I'm going to move the scale to around -20, so we should be around 80. And I'm going to go up a couple more frames again and change it back to 100. And to make this quicker, I'm going to highlight my keyframes and press Ctrl C and go to each shape layer and press Ctrl V to all of them. And so now if we press U on all the layers, we should have the same scales. So now I'm going to highlight the second row's keyframes. I'm going to make a staircase with all of the keyframes, so it should look something like this. So if we play it, we see that we have this, and that doesn't look as good. So I'm going to click on the motion blur for all of them. Okay, so if we play it, we can see that it's kind of sloppy. I don't want them to hit together because that doesn't look any good. So I'm going to go to the shape layers, and when we drag the playhead, we can see exactly where it hits. So like right here, I don't want it to hit the other one as well. I want it to like be separated. So in order to fix that, change the scale up so we can see it again. And if we play it back, it does it again over here. So I'm going to change this one, the fourth one. I'm going to move it up more so we can see it around there. So there we go. That looks a lot better. And I'm going to highlight all of them. Hold Alt, click on this bottom one and drag. And so if we play it, we have this speaker animation. And if you guys want to loop it, drag your playhead to the last keyframe that you have. And I'm going to cut all of them together. So I'm going to hold Control Shift D and click on the delete key. Highlight them all again by clicking on one of them. Hold Shift and then click on the bottom one. Right click, pre-compose, move all attributes, click OK. And so I'm going to duplicate this pre-comp and move it like this. So now if we play it like this, we have looped it. I'm going to unhide our subject. And I'm going to move this speaker to like top right or something. Add in a few more speakers. I'm going to be using my speakers from my editing pack. I'll leave that link down below if you guys want to save some time. And we have this so far. To make a wave, we're going to need the pen tool. So to get the right settings, we're going to need to turn off fill. And we're going to need to turn on stroke. So we're going to click on stroke and add this one in. So if we click, we can see that we made a shape layer and that's what we want. So let's make a wave-like shape by clicking again right here in the middle. And if we click and pull, we get some curves. So I'm going to leave it like that. And I'm going to make another point down here outside and click and drag. So now we have this. I'm going to increase the stroke a little bit. If you guys want it to be skinny, we just move this down more. But I'm going to increase it a little bit more. Now to animate it, we're going to go to this little drop down right here, click add, and we're going to select this one. And if we click the drop down, we can see we have these settings now. Click on the stopwatch for end. And as we can see, we made a point and I'm going to drag this to the beginning. And I'm also going to move it down all the way to 0, move a couple frames forward, and then we put it to 100. So if we play it, we have that cool animation. And right now it looks pretty ugly. So in order to fix that, we're going to go to the shape, go to the stroke. And if we look down here, we have taper. So we're going to click that drop down. We're going to be looking at these two, the start and end length. And if we increase the value, we can see that it changes up the shape. And we can even do it for both, depending on what kind of look you want. But I'm going to be using the start length. We can get a bunch of looks by messing around with these two settings. And to make the wave look a little bit nicer, we're going to enable motion blur. I'm going to click the drop down to close this off. And I'm going to add a gradient ramp to the wave. Change the start color to a color that you want. I'm going to pick green. And to make it look nicer, we can mess around with the end of ramp. I'm going to move this up a little bit. So now the beginning is white and then it goes to green. And if you guys want to close off the wave, bring up the keyframes by pressing U on the keyboard, click on the drop down and then click it again. And then we're going to keyframe start. We're going to move the keyframe to around the middle and then make sure your playhead is where you want it to end and drag the start all the way to 100. So if we play it back, we can see we have that nice wave. Also, don't forget to easy ease everything by pressing F9 on the keyboard. And one thing I wanted to fix is at the end, it's like a little awkward there at the end. So I'm going to click on it and I'm going to drag this point to the right. Or if you guys don't want to stretch it out, we can just go back to the pen tool and just click and move this. And if you guys want to get fancy with it, we can enable 3D. Go to your selection tool and we can move it in different ways. I'm going to close everything down by pressing U on the keyboard multiple times until everything's closed. And I'm going to move the shape layer all the way down behind everything. Now, if you guys want a shadow on your subject, we're going to duplicate the layer. We're going to add the effect called fill, and we're going to change it to black. Move the layer down below the subject and click on the drop down for that layer. Go to transform until we have all of these settings. So to get started, I like to move this X down like around there. And then drag the Z all the way down and then just align it like so. I want the shadow to be at an angle. So I'm going to move the Z rotation right there. And so now we just have to align it again by moving the position. And I'm going to move the Z again. And now I'm going to add in Gaussian blur and crank up that blurriness. Press T until we open up the opacity and we're going to crank this down. So now our subject has a shadow now. So I think it's too much. So I'm going to decrease the opacity down to around 13. And that looks so much better. So to begin, we're going to press Control and then A to select everything. And then we're going to right click, pre-compose, make sure these settings are on and then click OK. Go to your composition settings and I'm going to change the width to 426 and the height to 360. We can even change the frame rate to give it a more choppy look, but I'm going to be using 23.976. So now our footage is too zoomed in. So I'm going to right click click on transform and then select fit to comp height. But we have one problem. Our speakers are now not in the frame. In order to fix that, we're going to want to go back into our comp layer and then readjust everything to fit the frame. So I'm going to move the speakers more towards the middle here and the other one as well. And if your subject is out of frame, move that too. All right, so I moved everything and I'm going to go back to comp 1. Everything is fit into the frame. Duplicate the clip by pressing Ctrl D twice and go to toggle switches and modes until we see the blending modes. For the top one, we're going to do luminosity and the bottom one as well. And for the middle clip, we're going to click on color. And for the middle clip, we're going to add in brightness and contrast. Increase the brightness to around 15. Add in some noise and we're going to put it at 6. And also add a directional blur. Change the direction to 90 and put the blur length to 30. Now moving on to the top clip, we're going to add in noise. Put the amount of noise to 5 and add black and white. Now hold Control on the keyboard and click black and white so both of these are selected. Press Ctrl C to copy it and then click the bottom clip, Ctrl V to paste it and add in a directional blur as well. Put the direction to 90 and the blur length to around 7. Pre-comp all these by pressing Ctrl A. Make sure all of them are highlighted and right click, pre-compose. Make sure these are all on. Click OK. We're going to add an adjustment layer by pressing Ctrl Alt Y. And for the adjustment layer, we're going to add in fast box blur. Put the blur radius to around 0.1 and click on repeat edge pixels and also add in unsharp mask. Put the radius to 2 and I want my subject to be a gradient layer. So I'm going to go back into my pre-comp, click inside of it, go to your subject layer and I'm going to add in a gradient ramp. And I'm going to mess around with these settings here. So now the white is at the bottom and then the rest is blue at the top. And then now I'm going to go back to the final layer. And if you guys want to make this look even older, we can add in another adjustment layer by pressing Ctrl Alt Y and add in this free plugin. I'm going to leave it linked down in the description below for you guys to download. And I'll also leave a tutorial so you guys can download it smoothly. And once you guys have this plugin, I'm going to move the height settings down a bit for the head switching and also the tracking noise height. We can barely see it. Scroll down a bit until we see the ringing because I don't like these lines over here. So I'm going to disable it. And if you guys think it's a little bit too saturated, we can add in another adjustment layer and just add in a hue saturation. Just turn down the saturation a little bit. So this is the final look.